Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, 07 on the dyno, nitrous tune-up, fuel only tune-up, wastegate tuning, and then we already got the radials loaded up in the back. If all goes well here, we should be a couple small things, little weight pulled out, but we'll be ready to go. Mara, what do you think?
Horsepower?
Fuel only horsepower.
I don't know, probably like $12.99.
$12.99, okay. Fuel only horsepower there.
1350.
1350. Will, horsepower gas, fuel only on my setup.
And it's 400.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna do 1325.
1325. Okay, and what about on the bottle?
Dude, no.
Dude, we sprayed like 200 into it last time.
We did.
You can spray me wrong, like that's the problem.
Colby, what fuel only horsepower?
What was in a previous number?
1319.
1319?
Yeah.
Are we spraying it now?
Well, this is fuel only, but
Fuel only? What, 1290?
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go 1340 because we upped the turbine size.
Wait, what did I guess? 1325.
1325. So, what we gotta run it through its paces real quick, get it hot, check the head gasket one more time, and then we'll be ready for some full power pulls. All right, we're gonna go get the truck loaded in right here. Load the vehicle. This will be unloaded runs, guys, so it's not gonna be like really that cool. But hey, you know what? You guys are along for the ride. Make sure it's on the auto stop. All right, let's get to it. Remember that glorious check engine light. So we did a couple of mile pulls just to get it hot so we can check the... We're gonna do one more hot retorque. We did the first one when we put it together, second one, this will be the third and final retorque. Honestly, they probably shouldn't move too much, but never safe than sorry. I don't feel like doing a head gasket right before the race. All right, guys, so we got somewhere between a 1/8 to 1/4 turn on most of these. This will be the last one. We got the fan here cooling it off. Once it gets to the point where it doesn't burn my fingers, we'll put it back together, set valve lash, and we will begin our dyno session. We're looking for fuel only, and then we're gonna throw in a little bit of the spicy air, which we got all hooked up. You guys saw that in the previous video. well, in the back seat, and we'll do some wastegate tuning. All right, we got the 2007 all put back together. Time to do some fuel only pulls, get the wastegate figured out. Stay tuned. All right guys, here we go. We're gonna start the run at 2800, which I know you guys probably can't see that, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run this one in tune 3. We'll leave the wastegate open. We'll do a couple of these hits, just make sure the engine's good, and we'll move on. All right guys, so that was my bad. That was tune 1. It did 847 horsepower, 1,488 foot-pounds. We'll actually run it on tune 3 now and see what it does. The good news is it didn't blow up. All right, we got tune 3, more gate pressure. All right guys, so we did 1126, 2,058 foot-pounds, tune 4. That was 15 PSI to the hat. Let's look at what boost was. 70 pounds of boost. Hey Will, that was only 70 pounds of boost.
How much?
70. 14 degrees E, 1400 EGT. All right guys, so I don't know what's going on with the dyno. We tried making a new profile to see if this will help. Window's gonna start at 2500, tune 3. Let's see, it's not giving us the rolling resistance correction factor. It's done this to us before on Todd's truck. We found the fix is to just make a new profile. So we're gonna run on tune 3, make sure we're getting an even baseline. Hopefully it adds that into it for us. Without further ado, let's make it happen. There we go. Woo! 1,256 horsepower.
Same tune?
Same tune. All right, guys, 1,200. Let me take you over here. We got peak power happened right at 38-ish hundred horse or RPM. Looked really flat, which is nice. And then if we go to the history, 1,256 horsepower, 2,055 foot-pounds of torque. We're gonna turn it up to tune 5, let it cool down, get the logs to James, and then we'll start with the nitrous. We're gonna skip tune 4, go right to tune 5. Again, wastegate completely shut. I'm gonna reset all the min maxes so I can show you guys EGT, boost, all that stuff. That new AirDog lift pump, holding, I think I saw 12 PSI, I'll have to look at the video, but doing good. We're getting logs for James. Let's go ahead and see what tune 5 will net us. Boys, 1,340 horsepower, 2,200 foot-pounds of torque. Heck yeah. All right guys, so 1,340, a new best in the truck. Let's see what boost looked like. 70, 30 pounds. $1,500 degrees. 16. Awesome. So we landed into a little bit of a crankcase ventilation problem. Who could have saw that coming at 1,300 horsepower? But luckily the boss had a vibrant catch can in stock, so I'll have to go out tomorrow and get these two like breathers that go on here. But for the time being, we're going to run 2 AN lines. Shad is going to buzz in some bungs in the other D&J valve cover I bought, and we'll be ready to go. So we got our revision from James. We have our 2 -10 breather hoses in our D&J precision machine valve cover, made in America, of course. Obviously, you guys know we like D&J. We have the top of the line engine. Well, I guess one step down because they have the Executioner. So they earned their name on this truck as well. One of their valve covers, vibrant catch can. We will worry about some vents later. The nice part is we have a fitting down here that drains into the factory block location. You guys can kind of see it, kind of snakes its way down in there. So this one will actually drain itself. We don't have to worry about it, which means we can keep using this as a street truck. Let's go ahead and see what she makes. Peekaboo! Let's go ahead, get this set up. All right, we're live. I'm gonna go ahead and purge the system real quick and figure out which button is which. So we arm the nitrous. Ready?
Go for it.
Oh. All right, let's make sure the other one's good too. All right, now that we know which one's which, let's go ahead and jet this, shall we? These are the jets that seal on the fitting. We went with a 73 jet for the power jet. Again, we're trying to walk it in to 1,500. I really don't want to overshoot. All right, guys, we're gonna try this. This is the old Tune 5, new Tune 4. All right, guys, so we did 1,433 horsepower, 2,300 foot-pounds. I'll show you guys the graph. You can see the little bloop in the, hold on here. So this was a 52 jet. You guys can see it here on the graph, right where I sprayed it, right at like 33, 3,200. It shot us up a little bit. So
Your torque peaked from fuel.
yeah, so that's exactly what we wanted to see. We didn't want to spray nitrous to make the peak torque higher. So now that was the spool jet. So I just had a 52 in there. Now we're gonna do a 78 jet, or 73, 78. And it looks like we got our blow-by problem under control. I don't see any new leaks. That'll have to burn off. But all in all, safe nitrous experiment. Torque didn't move around too much. I'm gonna spray the same fuel and see if there's any fuel left over. If we don't, then we'll go up to Tune 5, spray it with a little bit of nitrous, and then maybe bring in the other kit. 1,500 horsepower is the goal. I don't know how much a stock block will take, and I don't want to find out tonight. We're gonna go ahead. Hopefully this will be the last run. What we're gonna do is keep the fueling the same and add a little bit more nitrous. Before I go adding more fuel on the next tune file, I want to make sure that we've burned all the old fuel, if that makes sense, because the last thing you want to do is up the jet, up the fuel, and all of a sudden this thing's making way more power than it should. Old Josh probably would have sent it. Josh that has to fix it every time it breaks now is kind of, we're gonna play it safe. So let's see what it does. Again, same tune file, wastegate's still shut, just gonna shoot a bigger shot of nitrous. We're going from a 52 to a 78 or 73 jet. So I don't know, rough math, 50% more nitrous. I'm hoping to see just under 15 or 1,500. Let's go ahead and run it. So it looks like we cleaned up all the fuel, which is a good thing. We're only at 80, just 84 pounds of boost. We're gonna let this thing kind of heat soak itself. 1450 on the EGT. Interstage boost, I'm imagining is probably at 35, 32. And our fuel pressure has been rock solid, as well as the rail pressure. So we're gonna let it cool off, and then we'll turn up the fuel and start over. Tune 5, nitrous is on. Hopefully we don't say goodbye to our block. We got Boss Van on the bottle heater. We upped the jet to an 88. And let me just show you guys what we're working with on the dyno graph here, because a lot of you guys get a kick out of this. So we got vehicle history. Here's our latest run, 1495. And you guys can see here what we're working with. We're getting into the spray right around 3,300. And letting off. So we'll like I said, guys, we're going from a 73 to an 88, just a baby step. I'd really like to take this to Kansas on Friday. All right, guys, here we go. 88 jet, same tune up. Let's get it. Got it. Woo! 1530. 2425. Spicy. All right, so our crankcase event worked beautifully, no more problems, so we don't have to worry about oiling down the street. Turbos are alive, engine's alive. I'll show you guys the last run here. 1530, 24, 25. The torque is something I wasn't really wanting to do, but it is what it is. They say 2200 uncorrected is kind of what the engines are rated for, so I bet you uncorrected this is only 2000. But anyway, we made peak horsepower at 3542, peak torque at 2425. I'm not sure if this is going to win Kansas, but I can tell you as a daily driver, this is a very stout number. 1340 on fuel, 1430 on fuel, and we got 1530 on spray. So very conservative nitrous setup. And looking at it, this graph's kind of not the best, but you guys can see here, look at how flat the power is out down here at like 3,800. So we'll be able to shift around 4,000 RPM. I don't think we'll need overdrive for the street, I'm hoping. So this gives me a lot of window to shift and not totally mess myself up. I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm pumped. 1,500 horsepower daily driver. Peak EGT 1,500 on the dot. Peak boost 91 PSI of boost. Interstage was around 35 PSI, so everything's happy. No wastegate at all. So I'm not saying that everyone can spray a 472 48 compound setup. All I'm saying is it worked well for me. Keep in mind though, we do have a ported head from Power Driven Diesel. I can't release the flow numbers just yet because this is still a prototype, but I can promise you guys it annihilates some of the other heads that are on the market that we've been able to test on the same flow bench on the same day. But anyway, I digress. This thing's kick butt. Let me know what you guys think of a 1,500 horsepower daily. This is by far highest horsepower number I've daily driven, and this thing is 100% streetable. I will try to do my best to get you guys better videos of how drivable it is. But without further ado, guys, like this video, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you're not already. Much more action in the videos coming up, I promise. Subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.